Hey yogis, welcome to Hannah Adams Yoga. Thanks for joining. For today's flow, I'm going to bring you through a variety of standing poses, and then we'll be incorporating those into some plank variations. It'll be a little challenging, but plenty of dynamic movement to keep things interesting, and you're always welcome, really encouraged to adjust things as you need so that it's sustainable, so that you're able to find your breath and maintain a sense of yoga, maintain a sense of being and presence in the midst of everything we're doing. So with that in mind, you might want to grab a couple blocks for today's practice. There will be an opportunity for standing split, so you can put your blocks towards the front of your mat. And then I'm also going to ask that you grab a strap or something that would be an equivalent. We'll be doing a lot of things where you kind of like grab your foot, and you want to make sure that you can do that with ease. So go gather what you need, and I'll meet you on your mat when you're ready. Hey yogis, welcome back. We're gonna get started on our backs today. So flip yourself over, put yourself on your back, bend your legs, feet are down, your head is down, and your hands are somewhere along your breath movement. And we're just gonna take one little patient moment to feel into our breath movement. So take a full breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale out. Do that again, full breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale out. Do that one more time just to enjoy it. Inhale. And exhale. And then close the mouth and allow the breath to come more strictly in and out of your nose. And by encouraging the breath to continue to move out of the nose, you're going to have a smaller passageway for the breath to come out of, so it will take longer for the breath to exit. And so you'll buy yourself more time to notice the movement of the breath, the quality, the effect of the breath. Give yourself 2 more patient breaths here, in and out of the nose, just to notice all of the movement that's happening. Just because you're inhaling, just because you're exhaling. And it's this movement of breath that we are framing with our active movement and our poses in our flow practice. And so we're going to continue to keep a close eye on the breath movement so that we can take our active movements with that support of breath. And we might not have to do so much for much to happen. Give yourself one more full breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to cross your right arm under to come into your eagle arms. From there, you're going to cross your right leg over, coming into your eagle legs. And that'll leave you with just your left foot stepping on the ground. Your head is down. Get a little lift of your elbows and give yourself a patient breath in. Let it move you. And then work with your exhale movement as the belly gathers. Lift the legs up, lift the arms and the head up, and you come into a nested eagle with your inner thighs and inner arms gathered towards your midline. And then on your inhale, lower your foot, lower your head. As you exhale, follow the exhale movement to lift up into your nested eagle. Take this for a couple more breaths. Inhale to lower and soften. Exhales to gather and lift. Once again for now, inhale to lower and soften. Exhales to gather and lift. Stay lifted, but open your arms wide and press your palms down. Look to the right and turn this into a twist. Land your eagle legs over to the left, and the right side of your head eventually lands down. And you give yourself a moment in the twist, just a couple breaths or so, and allow the inhale to present you with extra pockets of space. And allow your exhale to gather you in a bit. Take another full breath in, feel into all the space, and as the exhale gathers you in, lift your legs up to center. From here, reach your right leg up and reach your left leg straight on the ground in front of you. Your left hand is going to come to your waist, and likely your right hand will grab a strap and you'll put that strap around your right foot. You can always use a t-shirt or something instead of a strap, but it does the same job. Some of you could directly take your peace fingers and wrap them around your right big toe. And if that happens pretty comfortably, you can move your strap. You probably won't need it for the remainder of practice. And so give yourself a moment. You find whatever you need to secure a comfy hold around your right foot. Try to draw your shoulder blades towards the mat equally. And then your left hand is on your waist. Your left hand is on the outside of your left hip, which will help your pelvis stay centered and stable. Reach your left heel further forward, really flexing the foot, feeling your left leg become a pillar of strength. And it's as if your spine doesn't know that it's not your left leg, because according to the body, it just feels itself as one big functioning unit. So feel the power in your left leg generate strength and length in your spine. Use that to support you as your right leg slowly starts to open to the right. So it's a Supta Utthita Sthapadagustasana. It's an on your back, hand to pose posture. And right now I just hit a wall. And if you happen to be near a wall and you experience the same thing, let the foot rest against the wall. Why not? But allow yourself to explore the freedom and openness of your right leg coming from the stem of your rooted left leg and spine. And then in the midst of all of that, you have an inhale. And you have an exhale. And you're going to work with a moment of exhale as your center naturally happens and lift your leg back up to center. And from there you can bend the right knee and lower the foot down and then cross your left leg over the right leg and then cross your left arm under the right arm, setting up for your supine eagle with the other leg and arm. Give yourself an inhale just to be on your back. Get a little lift of the elbows. And then exhale as your belly gathers. That's your cue to lift the legs, to lift the shoulders and the head up, following the exhale to get there. And then you continue to frame your breath. Inhale, the foot and head lower down. And as you exhale, the belly gathers and that lifts you up to your nested eagle. And I want you for the next couple rounds of this to spend a bit more time in between the lift and the lower. So you're spending time in the transition, seeing how much you can even disengage as you exhale and lift. Give that another breath to explore. How much can you let go and surrender to the natural breath movement? Do that for another round. Last time, inhale to lower. Work with all the movement of your exhale as you come on up. This time you'll stay up for a moment as you open your arms wide, press your palms, look to the left, and then let your legs land over to the right. Maybe your left ear or the left side of your head lands down. And you can use your inhale and notice extra space, maybe to deepen the twist. As you exhale, you could relax into it a little more. And what's interesting is that as we exhale, as we let go, we also gather in towards our center and tone happens and support happens. And so use that quality of letting go to find support. Let your exhale go, find the support of your center and lift yourself up to center. From there, your left leg reaches straight up, your right leg reaches straight on the ground, and maybe this side you need something else. Maybe you need a strap on the foot, or maybe you can hold your left big toe directly with your peace fingers. Choose one or the other. It's just going to be your left hand on the foot or prop, and your right hand is then on your waist, near the hip bone almost. And you give yourself a moment. I want you to feel into the right heel reaching forward so you generate that flexion in the foot, the flexion in the leg, the right leg. And again, it's as if your spine doesn't know it's not your leg, and it really probably doesn't. It doesn't have a mind of its own. And so let your spine feel the effects of your right leg energizing as if the right heel reaching forward propels your head back. And then you use all of that to support, all of that as an anchor, so the left leg could be free to open. And you take your time to slowly open the leg, finding something sustainable that doesn't cost you the anchor of the hip, the anchor of your right leg. Give yourself a breath to be in the full opening of the leg for yourself and find a bit of ease, a bit of support with the inhale and exhale. And as you let go and find your center with your exhale, you'll lift your left leg up to center. And if you have the strap, just make sure it's somewhere along the length of your mat so you could virtually be anywhere and it would be available. And then you'll hug your knees in towards your chest, rock forward and back along your spine. Do that until it's no longer fun, and then turn it into downward facing dog. Down dog. Take a moment in your down dog for your hands to be the star of the show. So for your fingers to spread wide, for there to be a little pinch in your fingertips, a suction in your palms, feeling your forearms lift up away from your hands. Your side body doesn't know that it's not your arms, and so it feels the length and lift coming from your hands as much as your arms, and your hips lift high. The outsides of your hips don't know that they're not an extension of your arms, so feel into that. Your hands press, and that moves all the way into your hips. And then your heels reach down, and even if your heels don't actually touch down, feel into your feet like you're standing, like you're really bringing the down dog into your legs. And then let your eyes land still between your shins and just be still with the eyes, the skin, the bones, the muscles for a moment so that the movement of your breath is that much easier to track. Give yourself another full breath in and a full breath out. And then on an inhale, lift your heels high. From here, bring your inner heels to touch each other. So you'll have to pivot on the balls of your feet, and your toes will dial out a little bit, and your feet form a V. If you speak ballerina, it's a first position releve with your feet. And then from there, bend your knees as much as you can to get the butt towards the heels. And then walk your hands in maybe 4 or 5 inches so that you can really bring the weight of your butt to sit into the setup of your feet. Now this is a squat pose variation, a malasana variation, and I'll be calling it humble butterfly. Get familiar with it. We'll be coming in and out of it a few times. If your heels can touch each other, widen your knees from that support. And the upper body is almost like child's pose in that the fingers crawl forward and the hips draw back and the weight of your head is released. Wherever you are, locate a breath movement in the center. From here, you're going to come towards a standing forward fold at the back of your mat, but dial your heels out so you arrive with an internal rotation. The big toes dialed in and the heels may be about hip width apart. And give yourself a moment just to feel the effects of moving the legs in this direction. Give yourself a breath movement to stay right where you are. You'll be adjusting your feet to parallel hip width apart. As you inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the front of your spine. Look at the mat in front of you, all that potential, all the things we're going to do with that space, how exciting. And then exhale, forward fold. And we'll just take that for another breath. Inhale, admire the length of your mat. And then exhale, forward fold. And do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. And then exhale, fold, get some bend in your knees and roll yourself up to standing. And of course, you could always flat back up if that's your preference. From your standing, you are pressing your heels down and your legs are pillars. Your spine feels that support. It also starts to lift and lengthen, and then your arms reach up to the sky. You're in an Udvastasana, so your feet press down and your arms, your hands lift up. Give that a nice full breath in. And then exhale, palms to prayer, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. Look at the length of your mat, and it's like you're so excited to get there that you come to the balls of your feet, lifting your heels up. And then exhale, crawl your hands to your high plank. Be effortful with your hands as you go. So you arrive in your high plank with your hands nice and energized. Now in this high plank, have your feet and your legs together. Give yourself a full breath in. And as you exhale, twist the front of your hips to face the right. You'll be on the pinky side of your left foot. You could stay there, or if your feet can press down more, your right arm could reach up, coming into a side plank. Give yourself a full breath in and out wherever you arrive. And then coordinate with your breath to slowly twist back to your high plank legs together. And then take your time to slowly twist to the other side. So the front of the hips face the left. Maybe your legs are so strong that your left arm lifts up. Give yourself a breath to land in your variation. And then exhale, we'll meet in a high plank. And just take your next inhale like something smells really good at the front of your mat. And then exhale, lower down towards it. And then you'll point your feet. Inhale, give it another whiff to get a little lift of your chest and your eyes. A little soft cobra. And then exhale to lower down. And you're going to give yourself 3 breaths, and I want you to adjust. It could be an inhale to lift and an exhale to lower. Or maybe you stay in a back bend and you use those few breaths to gradually deepen the bend. Maybe your cobra turns into an up dog sooner rather than later if that's where you feel inspired to go. Give yourself 2 more breaths to personalize in the first draft of your back bend. Until you feel ready to exit, and then we'll exhale, downward facing dog. And there's a moment where you set up the hands and the hips and the heels. And so there's a stillness that can happen with your skin and your bones and your muscles. Find that stillness. Even your eyes are still. But then there's another layer of stillness that we can experience by observing the breath movement. And that's the stillness of the mind, the stillness of the spirit. That will start to happen if you can be in the process of your breath, not rushing to the end. With your next inhale, lift your heels, bring the heels to touch. Exhale, humble butterfly. Bend your knees as much as you can first, and then walk the hands in. So you arrive with your arms straight, weight of the butt hanging over your heels, knees nice and wide. Get that action of child's pose with your hands reaching forward and your hips settling back, head heavy. And then just give it 1 more breath in and out. From here, you'll start to straighten your legs. Dial your heels out, standing forward fold with your internal rotation, head heavy. Give it a breath. On your inhale, halfway lift, adjust the feet to parallel. Admire your mat. And then exhale, fold. You're going to press your feet down to propel yourself up to standing. Udvastasana. Arms reach up to the sky. Give that a big breath in. Exhale, bring your palms to prayer, but don't fold forward. From here, I want you to press your left heel down more. So your left leg is the center of the pose. The spine doesn't know it's not the left leg, and so it starts to shift towards that support. Your head is up, away from your left heel that is down. And if you found all that, I bet right now your right foot's already floating off the ground. So the bottom of your right foot can find your left calf muscle for a little tree pose. There's a nice little puzzle piece where the arch of your right foot can relax into your calf. And similarly, your palms can rest against your midline. Give yourself a breath to find your little tree pose, maintaining the sense of center driving from your left heel through the crown of your head. Now, if you feel really stable there, without moving your head, your right hand could reach for the ankle and bring the right foot to the higher part of your inner thigh, pressing the leg against the foot, vice versa. And either palms in prayer, or maybe you want to reach the arms up. Give yourself a couple more breaths to explore your tree pose. And any variations are only around the consistent base of your left heel, your left leg and spine connection, and then breath movement. And when you're ready to exit, step your right foot down, reach the arms up, you're in your Uttanasana, big breath in. And then again, exhale, palms to prayer and pause. Make sure the second side doesn't go any more quickly. Take your time to press the right heel down to feel the transition of your right leg becoming the center, the strength. The spine feeling into the strength of the right leg and lifting, and then naturally the left foot will lift itself and the bottom of the left foot can find your right calf muscle. Feel that puzzle piece coming together. Similarly, your palms resting against center. And before you might do anything else, give it a breath. Make sure that you're stable enough to move with the breath. And if that's the case, then you could grab a hold of your left ankle and bring the foot high. Maybe your hands come back to prayer, or maybe there's another arm variation you'd like to explore. It's about 2 to 3 breaths. We all have at least one constant, which is the right leg moving through the spine, eyes still, and breath full of movement. When you're ready, inhale, Uttanasana. Step the left foot down, reach the arms up. This time, exhale, palms to prayer, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, lift your heels. Exhale, crawl your hands into your high plank. Make sure for this high plank, you're really on the bottoms of the balls of your feet as opposed to your tippy toes. So your feet are in a deeper flexion. And so it's kind of like your feet are standing on your back wall. And then I want you to reach your left heel back a little more. Energize through the left leg a little more. Lift the left thigh a bit. And then your right foot will be free to find your left calf muscle. Press the right foot against the left leg. You can absolutely stay here in center or twist the front of your hips to face right. Or maybe reach the right arm up to the sky. And there's an option if you'd like to bring the right foot to the higher part of your inner thigh. You could do that. But wherever you are, use your legs. Use the foot against the leg to support where you are. Eyes are still. And then find your breath. And then slowly you'll come through center and set it up for the other side. Take your time for your right leg to energize and support as that pillar. And then your left foot can find the inner leg. And then you can decide if you stay or twist to face the left. Maybe you come enough into the legs that the left arm could lift up. So you find your tree pose plank variation and you give it a breath. Find the stillness of the physical body, but then the stillness of the mind and the spirit by being with your breath movement. And then we'll make our way to our high plank just for a fresh breath in. Smell the roses at the front of your mat. And then exhale to lower down. Point your feet. Give it another 3 breaths to work your back bend cobra or upward dog. It could be coming in and out of it, or maybe you stay in one of those shapes and you use your breath to gradually find a bit more space, to find the way to let things go. Give it another full breath in and out. And then when you're ready, exhale, downward facing dog. Work to find the stillness in your hands, in your hips, your heels, your eyes. And then find the stillness of the mind by being with the breath movement. And then inhale, lift your heels high, bring them to touch. Exhale, humble butterfly, bend your knees, sit towards your heels, walk your hands back a bit. You're in your humble butterfly. Now you could absolutely stay here in your humble butterfly. If you want to take a little crow pose, you could follow me. You'll lift your head and you'll narrow your knees so they come towards your armpits, so they're at the width of your shoulders. From there, lift your hands up, bending the arms. Pressing your arms against your knees, and really important, press your knees into your arms so you can create some space between the belly and the thighs. Spread your fingers and then lift your hips up to lower the hands and then pause. You're looking at the front of your mat. You shift the weight of your legs further into the arms. And if you're not confident with your hands, you don't want to go any further. But if your hands are confident in pressing down, that might be enough to lift the feet up. Give yourself another breath wherever you are. And then we'll all meet in that internal rotation, standing forward fold at the back of the mat. Full breath there. And then on an inhale, halfway lift, adjust your feet. And then exhale, fold. Use the strength of your legs to lift yourself up to standing Uttanasana. Arms reach up to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, right arm under for your eagle arms. Right arm under. Shift your weight into your left foot. Make sure the leg becomes a pillar first, and then right leg over. Now with eagle, you'll have to bend your left knee, but that doesn't mean that that left side is any less supportive. Make sure the left heel is heavy. You have a breath in your center. And maybe you want to nest your eagle if you feel stable, gathering the elbows in. Maybe bend your legs a little more. If you feel really stable, try to release the weight of your head. Give yourself 2 more breaths. Let the breath be the star of the show. And when you're ready to exit Uttanasana, step the right foot, reach the arms open and up. Give it a big breath in. And then exhale, left arm under. Try not to rush. Left arm under. Take your time to establish the bottom of your right foot, to shift your weight, and then slowly the left leg can start to cross over. Take your time to figure out how much bend in your knees you'd like to work with. Keep the right heel supportive. Keep the breath happening nice and actively so that you can keep that sense of center and stillness with the breath movement. When you're ready, you'll come to Uttanasana. Step the left foot down, reach the arms open and up. Give it a full breath in like you're celebrating your hands. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, get long, come to the balls of your feet like you're excited. You should be. We're going to do an eagle plank. How exciting. And then exhale, crawl your hands forward into your high plank. Pause for that inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee in towards your chest. You're going to cross the right leg over your left leg. You'll bend your left leg a bit so you can find your eagle legs. It's unlikely your shoulders will be right over your hands, and that's okay. You could stay in your eagle plank or twist the front of the hips to face the left. So you're stepping into the bottom of your left foot and you're reaching the left arm over your head. Find your eagle plank pose of choice. Give it a full breath. Different transition here. Look toward the front of your mat. Try not to lower your left hand down. If it's not, step your right foot forward and open up to Warrior 2. Now, if you've never done that before, it's probably like, what the hell? You're probably still trying to figure it out, but we're gonna do that another time later, so don't worry about it. It's just the first draft. Warrior 2, your right leg is bent, your arms are wide, your eyes are past your right hand. Even your left eye is past your left hand. But cautious that the left shoulder doesn't go forward. The left shoulder is actually going a little back so that your chest can stay exposed to the left side of your mat. Give yourself another full breath out, focused in your Warrior 2. And then inhale, you're gonna flip the right palm, reverse warrior. Keep reaching your right arm back so much your right leg straightens, reverse triangle. Keep reaching your right arm back so far that you're like, wait, what's going on back there? And you look back. And then you keep reaching, and then your left toes adjust back, and then it's a runner's lunge. Hands frame the left foot facing the back of your mat. Give that a full breath in. Make sure your right leg is straight and strong like a plank pose. And then exhale, your left leg crosses over your right leg. And from there, your right leg can bend a bit, finding the cross of the left leg over. You could stay in center or twist so the front of the hips face the right. in which case it's your right foot that is stepping down, legs nice and bent. It's kind of like you were an eagle standing up and then you fell over. And that's what this side plank is. Give yourself another focused breath in your eagle plank variation. Good. You're looking now towards your left hand, and you're going to step your left foot towards the left hand to lift on up to your warrior two. And so you're open in the chest towards the side of your mat. Your arms are open, but your eyes are past your left hand. Give yourself a focused nostril breath in and out. From here, inhale, flip the left palm, reverse warrior. Let it come from the left arm, reaching, reverse triangle, straighten the left leg. Reach it so much you look towards the true front of your mat, your toes adjust, and then you bend your right knee, frame your right foot. You're in a runner's lunge. Give it an inhale. And then exhale, high plank, low push-up, hold just for 3, 2, and then come all the way down into your belly, point your feet. From here, bring your left hand behind your head and then rock on over to your left side. So you're facing the right side of your mat, but you're lying along your left side. Your left tricep and armpit are kind of on the ground. And then from here, you might grab your strap. Where is it? And then put your right foot in it. Otherwise, you can grab your right big toe and then extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Anantasana. Also kind of like an Utthita, but on your side. Wherever you are with the right leg, make it more about your left leg. Your left leg is pressing down. Can you feel the outer left hip find the ground a bit more? The outer left ribs finding the ground a little more. And then can you feel like your left foot is stepping towards your back wall? And that's offering strength through the leg, through the spine, even so much that the head and the eyes lift a little bit more. Give yourself another breath in your Anantasana. And when you're ready to exit, you'll lower the right leg down. Just make sure your strap would be ready for the other side. And then find your cobra or your upward facing dog in center. Just a breath of fresh air and inhale. And when you're ready, exhale, you'll lower down and you'll bring your right hand behind your head to set up for the other side. And so again, you can use your strap on the left foot. Otherwise, grab a hold of the left big toe directly and then reach your left leg up. And ideally, your eyes are nowhere near your leg so that you're really allowing where your head is to be similar to where it would be if you were standing upright on your right foot. And so create that sensation, reaching through the right heel, feel the pillar of your right leg, feel your spine become your leg, find the stillness of your eyes, the stillness of the skin and the bones, and then find your breath movement for the stillness of the mind. Give yourself another full breath in. And then exhale, lower the leg down, have your strap towards the back of your mat. And then come to your belly, up dog or cobra, big breath in. And when you're ready, exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust so your hands, heels, and hips can find that stillness. And then your eyes land still. And then let the breath movement be the star of your show. From here, humble butterfly, heels lift and come together, bend your knees, walk the hands back a little, humble butterfly. You could stay here, give crow pose another try, lifting the head, narrowing the knees, lifting the hands and pressing the arms and knees against each other so the belly is moving away from the thighs. From there, lifting the hips to lower the hands. Shifting forward, keep the legs pressing down into the arms to get that space between the belly and the thighs. That might be that extra support you need to lift the feet. Wherever you are, give it another breath, and we'll be meeting in that standing forward fold with the internal rotation at the back of the mat. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift, adjust the feet. And then exhale, fold. If you've been using a strap so far, grab it in your right hand and then just roll yourself up. We'll meet in Tadasana, standing upright with our arms by our sides. Give it a nice full breath in. And then exhale, bring your left hand to your waist. Feel your whole left side shift a little to the left as your left heel presses down, your left leg becomes your spine, your eyes are lifted, your right foot naturally starts to float a little. From there, you either wrap the strap around the foot or grab a hold of your right big toe. Reach your right leg straight out in front of you, just like we had done on our backs. Give that an inhale to feel the center of the shape a little more. And then exhale as your right leg starts to open, feel your left side pressing a little to the left. Feel your left leg as your spine and vice versa. Give it another full breath to play. Whenever you're ready to exit, try to close the leg to center first and then step the foot down. If you have a strap, just change the hands. Change the strap to the other hand, but then take a moment just to relax in your standing shape for a breath. Not being too eager to go anywhere other than where you are. And when you're ready, the right hand comes to your waist. Press the right foot down. Feel the whole right side shift a little to the right, enough that your left foot naturally lightens up a little bit. And then in this next little transition, take your time to stay stable in the right side. Even though the left leg is moving, it's really the right leg that will allow that to happen. So either find a big toe or your strap on the foot, and your leg is straight out in front of you to start. And you notice your inhale. And you work with your exhale to stay centered as you open the left leg out to the side. Keep the right side moving towards your hand. Give it another full breath in. When you're ready, exhale, bring the leg to center. And when you're ready, you can slowly step the foot down, release your strap, and then reach your arms up to the sky. Urdhva. Give it a nice big breath in. And then exhale, palms to prayer, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, get long, come to the balls of your feet, and then crawl your way into your high plank. Same as the first high plank, legs together. Option 1, stay right here. Option 2, twist the front of the hips to face the right. Option 3, grab a hold of your right big toe. If you don't want to deal with a strap on the foot, just grab the back of your right leg. The leg could stay bent, or you could play with extending it. Give yourself a couple breaths in your side plank or plank variation. And then just coordinate with an exhale to slowly release and shift over to the other side. Take your time, use your legs, use even the stillness of your eyes to support, and then most importantly, your breath movement. Good, whenever you're ready, release the leg, come to high plank, give it a big breath in. Exhale, low push up. You'll take your inhale for your up dog or equivalent. And when you're ready, exhale, downward facing dog. Give that a slow breath in and out to land. Another slow breath in and out. From here, you're going to inhale, reach the right leg to the sky, bend the knee, let the hip open. Exhale, bring the right knee in towards your chest and then cross the right leg over the left for your eagle plank. Maybe you twist the front of the hips to face the left and the left arm reaches up. Give that a full breath in. Look towards the front of your mat. Exhale, step the right foot forward and lift up to your warrior 2. Give yourself a moment to fidget and then find the stillness of the skin and the bones. And then the other layer of stillness with your mind and spirit by being with your breath. This time, inhale, just reverse warrior. And then exhale, side angle lunge. Your right elbow comes to your right thigh. You reach the left arm over your head. And you pause there for a breath. And maybe you adjust and your right hand lowers down. Maybe your left hand comes to your waist. Unless your left arm could swoop behind your back and your hands could meet in a bind. If that's available, do that. Otherwise, bring your left hand to your waist. Give yourself another breath or two to expose the chest a little more in this shape. Side angle lunge. Give it another full breath in. And as you exhale, look towards your right foot. You either have your bind or you don't. You're gonna step your left foot next to your right foot, hip width apart towards the front of your mat. It might be one big step, likely a couple awkward steps if you've never done it before. Again, you either have your bind or you don't. You're gonna shift your weight into your left foot, maybe a strap on the right foot, otherwise grab the big toe. Step your left foot down so your leg becomes a pillar and you come upright, either Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, opening the right leg to the side, or you had your bind and you're in Birds of Paradise. Either way, the left leg is your pillar, your spine doesn't know it's not your leg, and there's a breath movement right where you are. Another full breath in. And then exhale, bend and fold to step your right foot back down. Step your left foot back and down, and then you arrive back in your side angle lunge. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Give it a full breath in. Exhale, lift arm up to your warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm, reverse warrior, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, and then runner's lunge facing the back of your mat. Give that a full breath in. And then exhale, reach the left leg back and up and open. Pause for your inhale, reach it a little higher. And then exhale, bring the left knee in towards your chest, cross the left leg over, eagle legs. Find your variation, maybe twist to face the right to reach the right arm up for your side plank eagle. I don't know what's happening with my bun. I feel like it's falling out. Oh well. Give it a nice full breath in. Look towards your left hand and then step your left foot there, warrior two. Lifting on up. Eyes past your left hand, feet nice and anchored, and then find your breath in the center. Inhale, reverse warrior, flip the left palm, reverse. As you exhale, side angle lunge, left elbow to the left thigh, right arm reaches over your head, and that can mean bicep by the ear or vertical, whatever your preference is. And then maybe you decide, this is really good, I don't want to go anywhere else. Maybe you're like, I feel like I got some wiggle room, I'm going to lower my left hand down, maybe bring the right arm behind my low back and see if there's a bind available. But wherever you are with the arms, use that to expose the chest, to expose the inhale a little more into your lungs. Good. If you don't have the bind, bring your right hand to your waist. Look towards your left foot. Give yourself a big breath in. And then exhale, step your right foot towards the left foot, hip width apart. From here, you either have your bind or you're grabbing your left foot. Focus on your right foot pressing down to come upright. Keep the right leg centered. Use that to support the lift of your left leg, either in Birds of Paradise or Utthita Hasta. Give it another breath. One more full breath in. And then exhale, bend to fold back down, stepping the left foot. And then step the right foot back and down to come into your side angle lunge. A right arm reaches up. Give it a moment of relative stillness, a full breath in. And then exhale, you lift up to your kneeling warrior. Your warrior two. You're gonna flip your left palm, reverse warrior, reverse triangle, and then runner's lunge facing the front of your mat. Give that a long-lasting inhale in your runner's lunge. As you exhale, standing split, the right heel presses down, the left leg lifts high. Give yourself a breath. You could stay here in standing split, or you could play with a little handstand hops if you prefer. The handstands is just the opposite of Utthita. So your hands are your feet and they press down and your arms become pillars and your spine doesn't know that it's not your arm. So it starts to lift into the support of the arms. Give yourself another breath to play with your standing split or your handstand, arms like pillars. And then whenever you feel ready to exit, step your right foot down if it's up. Bend both knees. Step your left knee behind your right heel. So you're kneeling down. From there, sit, twist to the right. Keep twisting and you'll be in your seated twist with your right leg crossed over. Just gonna fix the bun. Right leg crossed over and you're twisting to the right and your right fingertips are on the ground behind you and you're using that to get a little longer in the spine. And your left arm is on your right leg and you can use that to help leverage a little twist. But in the midst of all that action of the arms, find your breath movement, because your breath movement is already going in all directions around the body. And so you can use any natural direction of the breath to move in the direction that you would like to go. You just have to be slightly attentive to those movements, to those nuances of your breath. From here, you're going to inhale, lift the left arm straight up. Left arm reaches straight up, and then your right leg is going to kick towards the back of your mat. From here, your left hand can grab your left foot, bring it to the right leg so it's more like tree pose. And you can always support the left knee with a prop or open the leg more if you need. From here, both arms reach up to the sky, inhale, and then exhale, fold over your right leg. You could grab a strap, put it around the foot if you can't hold on to it directly. Wherever you are, the direction that you're trying to go is forward. But the directions that also need to be included are back and side, and down and up. And luckily for us, the breath is going in those other directions. So notice your inhale going into your back, going into your side. Can that movement assist you in giving you a little space to move forward? Similarly, your sit bones pressing down and your head lifting up. Can that offer you maybe a little perspective on what you need to do to move forward? Give yourself a couple more breaths. Work with all of the directions of the breath to inform and to support your active, your chosen direction of forward. Slowly, you're going to lift the upper body up. You're going to step your left hand under the shoulder. You're going to reach your right arm straight to the sky. From here, either press down with your hand to lower the left knee into kneeling side plank. Otherwise, cross your left leg over for your eagle side plank. Just for a little fun, give it another full breath. And when you're ready, you'll step your left foot forward so you're in a runner's lunge. Lower the right hand down. Give that a full breath in. And then when you're ready, exhale, standing split. Right leg reaches up to the sky. And you can play with your handstands. In standing split, your left leg is the base pillar. And then in this context, the right leg is lifted as if it doesn't know it's not the left leg. So it's like you're creating one long leg from your left heel towards your right toes. Take a couple more breaths to play with your standing split or your handstand hops. And when you're ready to exit, bend both knees to get some wiggle room, and then step your right knee down so you're kneeling. And then you sit, and then as you sit, your left leg is crossed over. And then you're going to twist to the left. Twist to the left, left leg crossed over, twisting to the left. Fingertips behind you on the ground. Right arm is on the thigh. And it's going to be really tempting to just leverage the arms to twist, because that's going to be available. But see if you could rather find some breath movement in the midst of the action of your arms and use both of those forces to find your twist. And that way, you might not have to do so much for so much to happen. I'll give it another full breath. And then you'll reach your right arm straight up to the sky. Your left leg will kick to the back of your mat. Your right hand will grab your right foot and you'll adjust it so it's on the inner leg, kind of like tree pose, unless you prefer for any valid reason to have the leg more open or the knee supported. You're going to reach both arms up to the sky after you get your legs, and then exhale, forward fold. So you start to set up that active direction of forward. But really what we think of as singular directions don't really exist. There's no such thing as moving forward unless there's a context of things behind you and things beside you. And so use all that is happening in your back and your sides as you breathe. Include a downward direction of your sit bones and an upward direction of your head. And you might notice how if all of that comes together, especially with a big breath in, the only option after that is to exhale, move forward. It's like you've exhausted all of the back and the side, the up and down, so all that's left is to move forward. Give yourself a couple more breaths, include all of the directions to support you in moving forward. And from here, you'll lift your upper body up, twist to face the front of your mat so your right hand can come down under the shoulder, and you're either lifting up onto your right knee for a kneeling side plank or cross your right leg over for your eagle side plank. Choose what you'd like to finish off with. Give it a full breath just to enjoy, just to have a little fun with it. And when you're ready to exit, you'll step the right foot forward into your runner's lunge. Give it a moment for an inhale. This time, exhale, step the foot back. You're in your high plank. A breath of fresh air, smell the flowers at the front of your mat. And then exhale, low push-up. You can come to up dog unless there's another back bend that's appealing, like bow pose or shalambhasana. Give yourself 3 breaths to be in the last back bend pose of the sequence, feeling into extra space. And same idea, if the direction is back, that doesn't exclude movement in your sides or movement in your front. Give yourself another full breath in. And when you're ready, exhale, child's pose. The knees come down. You sit back towards your heels. Your head goes down your forehead. Maybe your arms want even more rest, so you could bring your hands towards your feet. So your forehead is down, your eyes are closed, and you give yourself a few easy breaths just to be relatively still with the body, and then find the stillness of the mind and the spirit by being with your breath movement. And now that we've explored all these different poses and we've opened things up in the body, it's likely that the breath has a little more space to move, so it might take a little longer to breathe. And so you might have a wider window of opportunity to experience that stillness. When you're ready, you're going to lift your hips up, and one option to come to your butt is to cross your shins behind you, rock back, and then scoot yourself forward. However you want to get there, arrive on your butt with your legs extended out in front of you, lift your leggings and such, and then reach your arms up to the sky. You might have a strap in your hand. Give yourself a full breath in. And then exhale, forward fold over both the legs. And we're not going to be here for super long since we've done the other forward folds. But by approaching it now, you might feel a little extra space in your back and your side and your breath. And use all of that to address the direction of forward. A couple more breaths. When you're ready to exit, you're going to roll up, hug the right knee in towards your chest, and press the right leg forward into your hands as you roll onto your back. So you can use the right leg pressing forward to control your landing. And then once your head is down, hug the right knee in, big breath in, and then exhale, spinal twist. Use your left hand to draw the knee across your chest, opening your right arm wide. And then just give yourself a couple patient breaths. Let the breath movement move where there's space and assist you in letting things go. Give it one more full breath in. When you're ready, you're going to exhale, come to center and set up for figure 4. So the right foot comes to the left thigh, and maybe you grab the back of your left leg or the left shin. And just give yourself a few soft breaths As you find your variation, I want you to include what's happening in your jaw and your neck and your shoulders, and can that space soften? And likely when other things soften, the hips will start to disengage a bit more. Because again, the body only knows itself as one whole functioning unit. And so we can approach it in parts and pieces, and that can be useful sometimes, but really on a functional level, it's working as a unit. So let a little bit of the jaw go, and I bet the hips will go with it. Give it another breath. And then you'll hug the left knee in as you extend the right leg long on the mat. Give it a full breath in. And then exhale, spinal twist. Draw the left knee across your chest. Open the left arm wide. Give that a few soft breaths just to let the breath movement wander, to naturally show you space and naturally let things go. And when it feels complete, you'll come to center for figure 4 on the other side. So the left foot comes to the right thigh. Either grab maybe the back of the right leg or the shin. And the jaw doesn't know that it's not the hips. And so you allow that to guide you in softening other bits of the body, even if your goal is to open up around the hips. It is likely that other things have to open up as well. Softening the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, and even softening the quality of your breath. And when you feel ready to exit, just release the hands. Both legs are bent, feet are down. Take a soft bridge pose, feet down, hands down, lift the hips up, just for a little bit of a counter stretch. Less of a back bend because you're kind of tucking your tail, so the pelvis is moving in a posterior tilt. And you give yourself a moment of inhale just to feel into all the width and the length in the spine. And then exhale, roll the spine on down. From there, you'll extend your right leg out in front of you, shake it a little. And then your left leg out in front of you and you shake it a little. And maybe you gotta walk the shoulder blades so your spine feels even. Maybe you gotta take a ponytail out so your head can relax more comfortably. And you do whatever last fidgeting movements that you need to land in your Shavasana, which is a pose where you're completely still with your skin, your bones, your muscles, your eyes are closed, so they're completely still. And all you're left with are these inevitable movements such as breath, such as gravity. And you allow yourself to relax into that, to surrender into those movements, be attentive into the surrendering into those movements so you can experience that other sense of stillness in the mind and the heart. And you don't have to do anything. You can do absolutely nothing right now, and still plenty of things will happen. And just be here for the next minute or so to explore what it will be like to move in this direction of not doing and just being. And then take a couple breaths on purpose. Use your breath as a tool to gently bring a little bit more energy back into your system. And once your breath movement comes back more fully, you could add some movement of your hands, your feet, maybe your face, moving the eyebrows or the cheeks. When you're ready, you'll reach the arms over your head for a big breath in. And exhale, hug the knees in towards your chest. If it's earlier in the day or in the middle of the day, rock right up to seated. Otherwise, take your time to come to your side and slowly press up. We'll meet in the most comfortable cross-legged shape you can make for yourself. Palms in prayer in front of your heart and the eyes closed. I'm just taking one last patient moment to find those 2 layers of stillness. The physical body is relatively still, but then the breath movement is inevitably happening. So you attend to the breath movement, watching it for the duration of inhale and exhale, and allow that to offer some stillness for your mind, for your spirit. And with that stillness, you really arrive where you are, and that's where all of your options are to do all the things that you want to do with the utmost support of everything that's there with you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining, yogis. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Come back for more with Hannah Adams Yoga. Be well.